I'm Liz Findlay, and welcome to this podcast series on inspiring spiritual entrepreneurs. We'll be chatting with some of the wonderful business owners who come to Starseed Business Networking. This is a free monthly meeting I co-host on Zoom with Steve Nobel, and you can find details of the next meeting on the events page of my website, lizfindlay.com. Welcome. Today we have the pleasure of chatting with Kathleen Gauden from the VA and Company. Kathleen's business helps clients with all sorts of admin tasks, from project management, calendar and email management, to event planning, travel arrangements, and much more. So, Kathleen, thank you for being with us.
Oh, it's an honor, Liz. Thank you very much for having me.
So I'd love to start with your story of literally flipping burgers.
Okay, so I grew up in a very small town called Alpena, Michigan, northern part of Michigan, and not a lot of big box stores. And when Burger King came to Alpena, it was a big deal. So being a young teenager, still in high school, I believe, I applied for a position and was given a burger flipper position. I failed terribly. I was so bad. I think the manager of that particular Burger King, Elliot, felt so sorry for me. He tried me in a cashier position. I did okay. It was fun. It was more kind of meeting and greeting. And then he must have realized something in me because he asked me to be a personal assistant to him. So I distinctly remember it was around Christmas time, and he said, "Here's the keys to my car. Would you run over to Kmart, get some Christmas decorations so we could decorate Burger King?" And I was horrified. "I'm not going to drive your car. What if I wreck it?" And he said, "Kathleen, I have insurance. It's okay." And so I thank Elliot for getting me started in supporting people. And he realized that I had that serviceability, and I thank him very much. That's where I got my start as a personal assistant many years ago.
And it's amazing that somebody could recognize that talent in you rather than just fobbing you off because you couldn't do well at the initial task that was given to you.
I totally agree. Or he felt very sorry for me, one or the other. I don't know, but he could have easily fired me and decided to give me one more, chance. And I flourished in that. I enjoyed it. I was passionate about what I was doing, and I enjoyed it.
And so later on, you found yourself in executive offices and you reached burnout. So tell us about that.
That's right, Liz. I dabbled in corporate America, and my target was supporting CEOs and presidents and board of directors. And being very young in my 20s, that was very exciting for me initially. And then I started to feel very closed in over the years and almost in a box. And it didn't feel natural to me. It wasn't bringing me joy. I wasn't having fun. I was very, very good at what I did, but I thought there's got to be more to life than this. And then one day I was working for a very corporate CEO where we had to wear suits. So pantsuit, skirt suit, jacket, and it's in San Diego, warm, beautiful, and sunny. We were made to wear nylons and high heels. And I snagged my nylons. So I went to the ladies' restroom, took them off, and didn't have any nylons on. And someone reported me to human resources. So I got called down to human resources, and I believe written up because I wasn't following the dress code. And I went home and I went, okay, I'm done. I just can't do it. I took that as a sign from the universe. There's got to be more.
Well, there's got to be more. And just for those of listeners who don't know what nylons are, some places call them pantyhose. Those sort of sheer stockings that women have to wear. I mean, what, you're supposed to carry an extra pair in your bag or something?
I guess so. I wasn't that prepared, I suppose. And I just took that. It was a gift. It was time for me to look for something else. I knew I wanted to still be of service. I like being of service. I like helping people, and it brings me joy. And I believe when you're doing something that you love, you will succeed. So I was at my very first home. I just purchased it. And I remember I was by the pool with a laptop, and I was sitting there going, there's got to be more. And so I started to write down, what is it that I want to do? What brings me joy? What excites me? And I said, well, I can support these same CEOs, but from a personal aspect by going to their home or their estate. And so I ran an ad. And I ran that ad because I wanted to start a family, and I wanted to be present for my children. I wanted to be there emotionally, physically, spiritually, and I wanted to have the flexibility of being there with them and raising them and enjoying them. And I ran an ad in 2 newspapers, didn't even know what I was doing. One was in Rancho Santa Fe, California, the other in La Jolla, California, my target audience at that time. And I was inundated with phone calls. I had so many phone calls. I was turning people away initially. And then I went, wait, there's a business here. I started to hire assistants to help me. And so I would, mentor them, train them. And it kind of just took off many years ago, late 90s, early 2000s, back then, as a personal assistant service, which eventually I converted into a virtual assistant business.
And I think that's so great because it means that you can have international clients. It's not just local.
That's correct, Liz. I actually have 2 gentlemen right now that are international businessmen, primarily based in Miami, but they're, this week they've been between Germany, Prague, and now they're on their way to Switzerland. So it's working with, I have the pleasure of working with all kinds of wonderful individuals, picking the type of clients I want to support and work with.
And all from the comfort of your home.
All from the comfort of my home. And in fact, as I'm speaking with you, I am looking out my window to my office, and I see snow-capped mountains and occasionally have herded deer going by. So I have no complaints.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
I'd say my greatest pleasure in working from home is that I only have to dress appropriately from the waist up.
Agreed.
And, I mean,
Agreed.
I'm barefoot right now with my feet on an earthing mat.
I love it. And same thing. It's like all I need to show is this on up and be, camera present, and maybe even in your business that you do, Liz. I like to start my day. I have rituals that I do and stuff to get me going and kickstart my day on a positive note, but I'm always trying to be camera ready, because I never know when my client says, hey, let's, jump on Zoom, or can you arrange a meeting and pull these individuals in? And then I'm always ready to go.
Great. Yeah. I think business presence, and people need to understand that they are part of their brand, and they need to decide how they're going to portray themselves. And something that I learned is, my casual purple polo shirts have really served me. They're great. I also don't have to think of what I'm going to wear, but it is associated with me. When I was going to business networking, people just knew it was me. It's got my website across the back, and I'm identifiable. And it's part of my brand, just wearing the purple polo shirt.
Exactly. I think you and I identify with purple. I have my purple on, and my hummingbird logo primary colors are purple. So there you go.
Yes, I saw that. And was that a conscious decision, or you just like the purple?
Well, I identify with purple. It's my favorite color. To me, it's very spiritual, and I've always connected with purple from a very young age on up. And the hummingbird logo was based on a big paper mache hummingbird that my children created, or I believe it was my son created in a classroom from 6th grade. They had a silent auction and I had to have it. So it was an inspiration, along with, I love the hummingbird, for my logo.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Thank
Well,
you.
my story with the purple is I didn't have a logo, and I built my own website on Wix back when I first started it. And I needed to get some branded clothing. And I just looked at the polo shirts available where they could embroider or print. And I just chose the color that best suited me. And it definitely wasn't going to be anything like orange or yellow. It doesn't suit my skin tone. My favorite color is pink, but I wasn't about to be, the Barbie healer or something like that. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so I just thought purple is probably the best color to suit me. So yeah, all of this branding is from a polo shirt.
And it's beautiful. It's very well done. Every time I see that, even before I may see your website or anything on social media, I know it's you. The logo's great. It totally identifies with you. And did you find by branding any clothing material that you received comments or potential clients or people walking up to you to inquire what
Oh
it is
yeah,
you do? Right.
definitely. I got a message one evening, and a woman said, "I just want to check, were you in this coffee shop today?"
Oh gosh.
And I said, yes, that was me. And she booked in. But in terms of business networking, when I used to go to physical meetings in London, people started remembering me and I didn't know who they were. And it was basically because my name was in their face the whole time
I
on the
I
purple
love
polo shirt.
it.
And I have a purple jacket, I have a purple hoodie, I've got the purple everything. I
I
just
can
don't have a purple
identify.
cap. And yeah, it really did work that I have people contacting me like 4 years down the line and they still
Wow.
remember me.
That's great. That's great. And that's one of the things that I would encourage is branding is very important. And
Yes.
and it's not just hop into Fiverr or wherever you go and just do something quickly. At least it is for me, and I believe it is for you as well, or was, is really giving some thought and potentially working with someone that can pull the information out of you on, what identifies you, what's your brand, what's your colors. And I can tell by your beautiful branding that you definitely gave it some thought and soul searching, and it's stunning and it shows. And you can't change someone's first opinion. It's very difficult, so it's
Well,
lovely.
thank you. So, can you please share with us one tip that has really helped you with your business to give us inspiration?
Absolutely. Besides the branding and going through that, is I always have a business card with me. I carry them with me. Even if I am out, I'm looking for one to show you. I came up with a business card with the help of my wonderful husband. It's a unique size. It's branding. It's beautiful. It has all my social sites. No matter where I go, even if it is on a jog or a run with my dog or hiking, I have one with me. In my case, it can simply go, below the cover of my iPhone or in my pocket, because there's been multiple times that I give out a business card. If I introduce myself or I'm shaking hands or I hear someone talking about, gosh, I'm so busy, I could use some help. Hey, my name's Kathleen. If I can be of service, here's my card. So for me, branding and having that little calling card, very important, and it served me well.
Oh, that's brilliant. I see so many people in situations where they say, "Oh, I don't have my bag with me with my business cards, but let me send you an email or something." It's the next best thing. But I
Of
think just
course.
handing a card. I mean, I found a business card on my desk months later for a clinical massage therapist. And I was like, do you know what? I actually need to see this woman. I don't know who gave me the card, but it's here for a reason.
Nice.
So business cards work.
That's my
Well,
biggest tip. I put them on, not just handing them out, but even if I'm going somewhere to get a coffee or a tea and there's a bulletin board, I tack them up and they work. I've gotten clients that way over the years. So they definitely work. People walk away with them.
great. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Of course. Thank you.
So if you would like to connect with Kathleen, you can go to her website. It is thevirtualassistantandcompany.com. So, Kathleen, thank you so much for joining us today.
I greatly appreciate it. And for anybody that is interested, I'm giving away 2 free 30-minute coaching calls. One would be for an assistant that is interested in taking their business to the next level or get started, or another 30-minute call to any business entrepreneurs out there that send me an email and put, "I heard you on Liz's podcast." I will be giving those away.
Brilliant. And you can find Kathleen's email address on her website.
Yes.
Again, that's thevirtualassistantandcompany.com. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you, Liz. It was an honor and a pleasure and great to see you. And I look forward to connecting with you in our next networking group.
Great. See you at Starseed Business Networking.
Bye,
everyone.